the important figures have arrived yet. Huh. Looks like the conference won't be starting for a while. Such a bustling place. I think I'll take a little walk around.
Watch yourselves in front of the IPC. Don't you dare embarrass me.
Oh, free stuff. Aw, are you hungry, Numby? Food and... Numby, catch! Oh, looks delicious, huh?
What services do you require?
So many buttons.
Huh? What are they? For my safety?
Not exactly. According to those involved, he said, luckily no one believed me.
Where's that prank?
However, you know. Anyway, the family will...
Greetings, madame.
Hello.
I assume you are the Radiant Felspar.
Oh, so it's owned by old Odie himself.
Indeed. Mr. Alfalfa has impeccable taste. Only please allow me to continue my introduction.
Reverberation.
Following thankfully, the fact so.
Ah, well, thank you for explaining matters to me. Hello? The Talent Motivation Department? Again? Internal review? I'm working on a major project. I don't have... The way I handled the Urillo case was approved by senior management and all of the project logs, and I just don't understand. Why are you so fixated on this minor case and constantly...
Sounds exhausting. Why not? In my opinion, you handled that project quite well. A little ball of ice in exchange for the Astral Express's good favor. That's not a bad deal for the department. It's been a while, little Yelena. I've been looking forward to working with you. Never imagined this day would come so soon. Is there trouble? You can tell me anything. Just like old times.
Ah, it's been a while, Madam Jade. I'm honored to have the opportunity to work with you.
You're still so formal, aren't you?
I'm sorry.
Well, now that we're both members of the Ten Stone, as sharp as you are, I'm sure you've...
I believe old Oti has taken it upon himself to test our limits.
That's true, and it works in our favor. Do you know why?
If we can reach some sort of agreement with old Oti beforehand, and...
Exactly. And the hidden benefit is that as the head of the Alpha, as long as the influence of harmony hasn't completely permeated their core, it's similar to the power struggles within the IPC. The supposed all-for-one philosophy shared by the 5 lineages. It's just a slogan now that the Dream Master...
After the downfall of the Yoke...
Yes.
Absolutely.
Pretty clear.
I apologize for interrupting your conversation, But the family head is ready to meet the ambassadors from the Strategic Investment Department.
Time to get to work. Remember, our goal is to create an opportunity for the IPC to enter.
Welcome, please. Have a seat. Welcome aboard, my dear ladies.
No problem at all, Mr. Alfalfa. It's my honor to meet you in person. You may not be aware, but the book Odi Alfalfa, the biography, is a must-read for all Strategic Investment Department employees.
After all, to many, you are the legendary figure who single-handedly...
I expected no. I always enjoy talking to.
The future of Penacony, if I'm not mistaken.
Precisely. Though let's take that golden-haired guy who's not showing up, for example. Wasn't it eventually to create an
The wisdom and experience you've accumulated. Let's assume your assumptions are correct.
I appreciate your composure. However, perhaps you don't know much.
Please.
Then I'll be straightforward. I requested this meeting before the official conference to dissuade the Strategic Investment Department from trying to lay a If you back off now, you can make a smooth exit and prevent the IPC from losing face during more important...
One of our P-45 executives was attacked and nearly killed in the dreamscape. The IPC can't simply ignore this incident. Moreover, considering the turbulence during the Charmony Festival, Penacony's credibility has taken a hit in the public's eyes. Despite your determined attitude, the issues plague you.
You use the term real, Miss Topaz, but let's not forget that this is the realm of dreams. If you want to succeed here, you need ambition and unconventional thinking. Curious about how I plan to respond to the IPC? Well, I don't mind sharing. My actions will help Penacony take a significant step forward by self-listing and going public.
Going public?
If I'm not mistaken, you want to bypass the IPC and go public on a universal scale.
Precisely. Instead of watching the IPC gnaw away at Penacony, I'd prefer to open the doors of the sweet dream to the entire universe. Starting today, anyone in the cosmos can become a shareholder of the land of the dreams. This is the path of harmony I'll choose. This reform should have been implemented earlier, but unfortunately, the Oak family were a bunch of blockheads blinded by order. Their level of intellectual flexibility doesn't even come close to an old fellow like me. Thanks to the little reverberation earlier, the biggest obstacle between me and my reforms has been eliminated. The Alfalfa family will publicize the financial results of Sweet Dream Paradise, so that the entire universe can see that despite the catastrophe, Penacony still holds immense potential and opportunities, and that the family remains confident in its future.
Crisis and opportunity are two sides of the same coin. So, and if Penacony should seize this opportunity to overcome adversity, even if the IPC tries to intervene, every move we make will be scrutinized by trillions.
Now I'm convinced that you've indeed familiarized yourself with my biography, Miss Jade. So, about your next move.
Indeed. We need some time to digest such a wealth of information. I suggest we conclude the first half of our conference, Mr. Alfalfa. Please allow Topaz and me to...
Of course. Take your time.
The Alfalfa family had a meeting with the IPC?
I got this information from a message sent by that IPC ambassador. He said it was to return the favor. It's not hard to imagine. Penacony today is pretty much like the frontier prison it once was, with external forces casting greedy eyes and the undercurrent of order lurking within. Instead of falling into a situation where they are plagued by...
Well, no wonder they sought the mediation.
I don't think the followers of the Harmony are completely innocent victims. And if either the family or IPC were to assume full control of Penacony... There you are. Did you rest well?
I didn't disturb you since you were in a deep...
Even long dreams eventually come to an end. Our adventure... After Enna's dream was shattered, the family branch from the Montour system soon arrived and swiftly took control of the situation.
The mastermind behind the plans was confirmed to be Gopher Wood, the previous Dream Master. But by the time we arrived, he was dead already. He'll face a trial. As for further details, the family would rather not disclose them.
Ultimately, the public perceived the incident as an attack by evil forces targeting the Charmony Festival. They believe the family failed to safeguard the sweet dream. While quite different from...
After all, you don't know who's awake and who's pretending to be asleep. Well, they'll open their eyes in the face of danger. Once the danger subsides, here's a toast. Yeah, it's good to see you all. When will the Astral Express leave?
We'll stay a bit.
So, this is our final meeting? Music? Let's see. To the nameless resting. Ready to mix your drink? I'm not sure. We used to discuss everything. I have a hunch. Before we start, all right, I think I have it. Here's Bitter Dreams. Not a bad choice. Words always fall short. Lend all your memory. Well, here's to the nameless resting in peace. Death is a bitter truth. But what you did will be remembered. We're not accepted by the outside. And one day, cheers. mixed more of this last.
Thank you.
If you happen to run it. All right, enough with whether it's the Astral Express or, and embark towards art.
Old Odie is a tricky opponent. I didn't expect him to take the risky step of going.
Indeed. He's definitely bold. It's that kind of boldness that made him the Odie Alfalfa he is today. Still, the outcome is uncertain. Shouting loud doesn't necessarily carry any weight. What about the phone call I asked you to make, Topaz?
Ah, they agreed. But it'll take some time before they arrive.
Just as it should be. The sweet dew should be served after the bitter poison.
Looks like we'll be skipping the exchanging apples step this time around.
Now that we're dealing with a greedy merchant, a simple apple wouldn't make a difference. Well, I guess I included myself in that remark too. Now I'm a bit curious, Topaz. Do you think Penacony is a quality asset?
Yes. Despite its recent calamity, Penacony remains a top quality asset within the cosmos. With good credit, lucrative potential, and promising prospects.
Well, that's obvious. But what I truly wanted to know is, this project is obviously too bland for your taste, isn't it?
That's true. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Venturine.
But despite that, you trust him. You even entrusted him with a cornerstone. Something as precious as life itself, to finish this gamble.
Are you not in the same boat, Miss Jade? Without us playing along, your Jade Stone wouldn't have made it across the border so easily, allowing you to see all desires that flow through dreams to gain a bargaining chip in negotiations. That's why I'm willing to stake my Topaz Stone to cover for you. It's like one big elaborate game of chess.
Once that kid sets his mind to something, nothing can stop him. Not even fate. Well, at least he's still alive, and that's the best outcome.
Looks like we've strayed off topic, Miss Jade. Should we discuss our next steps?
No need. I'll go it alone. Meanwhile, you can go greet our honored guest and wait for my message.
Okay.
Is that Robin? Huh. She's also here on the Radiant Feldspar. Looks like this collateral won't be returned. Looks like this collateral won't be returned. Greetings, Miss Robin.
Miss Jade? Greetings. The opening, how about you?
I'm actually on my way to meet him.
Unfortunately, I've never met him. I've only heard a few comments.
Where do you...
I believe the sweet dream will see the Harmony needs a new direction. There are no permanent allies or everlasting enemies. So,
Naturally.
I'll see you later, Miss G.
Not exactly eye-catching. Is that all? Hardly worth the bother. Not exactly eye-catching. Thank you for your patience, Miss... Topaz has something else to take care of.
Is it just me, Miss?
I need to set a good example for my junior. It's not a good habit. Now we can speak frankly and openly. Do you believe what I said, Odie? You're not the only merchant who has seen the changes in the cosmic market over the past 10...
Interesting. Good. It's good to be straightforward. Open...
Unfortunately, I'd like to speak the harsh truth before laying out my plan. Second, you can't stop the IPC from entering Penacony. We've got all the time and connection. Now, I'm repeating your words exactly. If you don't...
You surely have a way with words.
Mr. Alfalfa, let's not forget that the IPC controls the biggest interstellar publicity. The moment news spreads about Penacony going public, the family's protection for Penacony has expired. Care to guess how many ways we have to turn Alfalfa credits into worthless junk within a...
You really think you can pull that off?
Even from Pier Point, as distant as it may be, I'm more than capable. However, if you agree to give up that half-baked plan to... After all, we also need allies here.
30% equity, you say?
That's the brilliant part of it all. The answer is simple. No one. You're a smart merchant, old Odie. Isn't the whole purpose of this... It benefits us if we both take a step back. And if that's... I understand your concern.
Fine. Now I see, however, as...
Go ahead. I'm listening.
When I was a child, I heard the adults recite the Order and the Preservation used to be close in ancient times.
The answer is simpler than you think. It's all about credits. Everyone's... With each new world integrated into the credit system, the IPC adds another building block to its cause. Eventually, by then, all planetary developments will be recorded in accounts with well-defined values.
And then
Our intention is to establish enduring preservation. This universe doesn't need two types of order.
Well said. All right.
Then let's continue our conversation. Thank you for your presence, Miss Himeko. Please allow me to introduce her to you, Mr.
I've heard so much about you.
This stunning lady is the navigator?
I believe everyone here is familiar with the general contents of the proposal. Then, the IPC will transfer 5% of that stake to the Astral Express and
While this decision isn't finalized yet, while the Nameless didn't embark on their journeys, the entire crew has agreed to assist in the reconstruction of Penacony. Beyond that, in our future travels, of course, the path of harmony in Penacony must not be distorted again.
old OT is in agreement.
They will soon realize the situation.
When should we schedule the formal negotiation?
It's all up to you.
But Miss...
Aventurine initiated this case, and you were his project partner. If that kid hadn't overplayed his hand, I wouldn't have been pushed to the floor. I came here today to help you sort out the toughest.
Of course, there won't be any problems. And please, give Diamond my assurance.
Don't worry. Diamond has always trusted us. I'll put in a good word for you, and you'll have your P-45 position. Radiant Feldspar. What a fantastic ship.
Ah, you want to open a Bon and Jade exchange branch on this ship?
Opportunities like this don't come around often. Just look at the guests on this ship. Well, I'll take my leave. A pawn shop can't run without a boss. See you around, Topaz.
I have one more.
Go ahead.
That dose of bitter poison.
I didn't find the information. It came to me. In return, I've agreed to help her with something. You see, that's what investment is all about. It's like right now, for example.
Sneaking in was way easier than I thought. The family's security is as lax. So, a pawn shop that grants wishes. Is there really a place like that on the I'll find out for myself if the rumors are true or not.
Triton fell right here.
Is that him? Huh. Vanished in the blink of an eye. So the Astral Express is here too.
By the way, Mr. Alfalfa, please help me with the necessary...
Right away, Miss Robin.
Can I ask you something?
Oh, greetings, miss. Is there anything I can help you?
Do you know how to get to the
Pawn shop? Ah, I've marked the pawn shop's location.
Lady Bonajade. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Was it from Silverwolf? Come to think of it, she disappeared after mentioning that she was going to meet with the Genius Society. I wonder how things turned out for her. No danger detected, but never let your guard down.
to Bonajade Exchange. Radiant Felt. How should I address you, dearling? Just call me Samuel. Nice name. So what do you...
I want to keep on living.
Everything you have. That's right. Miss Samuel. I think you'd best turn around.
What do you mean?
I mean it literally. I sense your burning...
Okay. A pawn shop that grants wishes.
That's quite a harsh accusation. I understand you may not fully go and talk to these people. They're all once you've done that, come back to me.
That Lady Bonajade feels more like a money lender rather than the owner of a pawn shop. Well, I've got nothing better to do anyway. I'll do as she says and see what happens.
Watch yourselves.
Inspection complete. Nothing suspicious.
Yeah, we did it.
I want to play some more!
That's all. This will be our final game.
Oh, a big...
I won? I actually...
This can't be! You lost to me 10 times in a row. How could I...
It's true! Lady Bonajade.
Got it.
I've prepared a... Whoa! How did you know I loved you so... Well... I never said he... So, shall we... Yeah, let's...
No danger detected. But never let your guard down.
Hey, the gray-haired one outside? Don't look around, just focus on your drink. Seriously, they look like a total lunatic.
Is that him?
Yeah, he's been hiding at the moment of soul in Penacony. I made a deal with the family. Only how'd I find him? 22 years. Yeah. I'm gonna hang up for now, partner.
All of their wishes actually did come, but I just don't understand. How did she do it? And what does pawn really mean? I should go back and ask.
So you're back, Miss Samuel.
Yeah. I found those people. And it seems their wishes did come true after visiting the Bonajade Exchange. But I'm not sure...
Not so fast. This step was just to show you that the Bonajade Exchange is genuine. That I had the power to grant their wishes. And now, I'll tell you the price they paid. Dell was from a wealthy family. He was head over heels for Dorothy, and wanted to win her heart. So he made a deal with me. He put up his entire fortune in exchange for a gift that would impress Dorothy. It was a piece of cake for me, thanks to my IPC connections. However, Del will soon find himself evicted from the dreamscape because he can't afford his room. Whether he can bounce back from poverty, well, that depends on him. Let's just hope that necklace will keep their relationship from crumbling. Then there's Stacy, a lady with a gambling addiction. She wanted some serious luck, but she had nothing to offer, so I took something else instead. I took away all her close relationships. From the moment she stepped out of the Bonajade Exchange, every casino in the cosmos would remember her name. But her parents and siblings would sever ties with her, and it would be impossible for Stacy to make any real friends again. She will accrue a vast wealth due to her good luck, but she'll never be able to use it for the people who truly matter to her. As for Detective Walker, he spent 2 decades chasing down a wanted criminal for some heinous crime. But he never caught the guy. In his desperation, he came to me. He offered his own memory system as collateral. In due time, his memories as a detective will be erased, and he will completely forget his own identity and all the sacrifices he has made. Interesting, don't you think? I fulfill people's desires and grant them favors, and soon they come back to me with even greater desires. When people see others' desires get fulfilled, they develop their own desires. It seems like an endless cycle, but it does have a goal. In the end, I will get what I desire from this whirlpool. And patience happens to be one of my greatest strengths. So now, do you understand what you must give up, Miss Samuel? Or should I address you as AR-26710, a remnant of Glamoth's Iron Cavalry?
I'm not surprised.
You are much calmer than I expected. Entropy loss syndrome. Truly an unjust misfortune, isn't it? The higher-ups in Glamoth implemented such a failsafe within the genes of their warriors, just to make sure the Republic's most powerful weapons wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. As for the price, those Iron Cavalries weren't exactly seen as regular, independent humans, so there wasn't really a price to be paid. However, you are different. You're now a Stellaron hunter, a living being named Firefly. Naturally, you want to continue your existence, but with the Firmament Front gone, the people who know the secret and can cure the disease are nowhere to be found.
Are you suggesting that the IPC has a remedy?
Well, there might be a silver lining. That's all I can say for now.
I see. It's no wonder you said I can't provide anything of equal value. Because nothing I own holds any meaning. So, you're going to ask me to personally restrain my partners to ensure my own survival?
Unfortunately, that's not quite the case. Partners. A nice way to put it. Now I'm even more curious about the Stellaron hunters. Each of you has your own identity and a special bond with each other. It's strong and intimate, and yet it allows for independence. Just as the 10 Stonehearts follow Diamond, you follow your own leader. I wonder what they are like, and if all Stellaron hunters are like you. Traveling on the path of finality, but struggling against your destiny. Attempting to move in the opposite direction. I really hope that one day, all of you will come and visit my pawn shop. I'll be waiting patiently for that day.
Can I see this as an invitation? From Diamond to the Stellaron Hunters while keeping the IPC in the dark?
Consider it more of a personal offer from myself. It doesn't represent the IPC or the Strategic Investment Department.
The Stellaron Hunters have interacted with the IPC, but not the 10 Stonehearts. Our paths have never crossed. As for your offer, I can pass it along to my partners. But I have a question. You know who I am. And you must know that my partner is keeping an eye on this room. If she wanted to, she could let the entirety of Purepoint know about it within a few mere seconds. What drives you to take such a risk and extend this invitation on behalf of Diamond, even if it could lead to your downfall?
Simply put, you and I are the same. However, unlike you Stellaron Hunters or the Astral Express, we band together merely to obtain what we want. Each of us has our own past and destined ends, and on this journey, we have been invited by Diamond to join him. This journey could be either brief or long, as each of us carries a void in our hearts that can only be filled from the outside. So, Diamond made us a promise to divide the power of the Emanator of Preservation into 10 pieces and give each of us a cornerstone to fill that void. Mortal flesh is fragile, yet my heart is unyielding like the monolith. For without this resolve, the way of preservation would fade into oblivion. So, you understand? This pledge goes beyond a mere oath. It's our collateral in exchange for opportunities, wealth, survival, and a future. And whatever we gain from it will...
I understand.
Take your time, child. You don't need to give me an immediate answer. Like I said, patience is one of my greatest strengths.
If fate turns that page, our path, it's a shame, though, that this pawn shop can't give me what I desire. My last attempt in Penacony. Well, it ends with hope.
Lady Bonajade?
Turns out, the meeting to... the Charmony Festival's open. This airship has quite a few treasures. A bountiful harvest.
Remember? You better.
Ah, look who's here.
Oh, you're here too? Let's set aside those...
I agree. Now let's Well, my job was just... Well, you were at Dreamflux Reef, but that emanator didn't pull any...
No prop making an entrance like that. Thank you.
Oh.
Ah, yes. No wonder. The intelligentsia... Very well. The Charmony Festival is about to commence soon. The executives of the IPC and the Guild say that we are, from this perspective, Venturine isn't what you'd call an ideal student. Yet, he's also not utterly obtuse. Alas, the void within him... saying such a thing merely indicates that you have... The principle of balancing work and relaxation is... Then you...
isn't my old friend. It hasn't. Such a pity. Look how trans. Oh, I understand. Guess there is no harm telling you. Now that I think about it, it was good that Bronya got there when.
Hey there, lively guy. Welcome to the Bona Jade Exchange. What should I call you? What a so, mister. What? Oh, this is... Sounds simple enough. Very... To fulfill this wish, the thing I needed, well, bring its tail to me, Askel. May fate bring us together again, Mr. Trailblazer.
What services do you require?
We meet again, even after I have heard of your valiant, if an admirer, although Mr. Sunday did not... I didn't pass the trial of... Thank you.
The festival hasn't...
Hi!
Who's that?
It's really you! I knew I did... Yes, it's just... I didn't get the... 2 murder cases, a showdown with the IPC's ambassadors, the legacy of... It's a good thing that you guys managed to overcome all those difficult problems. There will always... Before joining the Stellaron Hunters, Elio told me that so... I'll pay extra attention to... Yes, sadly I was... Do you know Miss Jade from the IP? She told me her price. No. Of course I want to live on. But, speaking of which, actually, I've even the smallest of lies can turn into... Really? To me, hiding is much easier than being honest.
It's that girl! Get moving! Arrest that criminal before the Charmony Festival's opening ceremony starts!
I can't believe they've chased me this far. The script hasn't reached its end yet. We will.
I hope she's okay. But if it's only those 2 hounds again, I'll send a message later to check in. Everything is settled. Forget it. I've done it. Looks like I don't have to worry about it.
It's Miss Robin! Hey, Miss Robin!
Hey, Miss Robin!
Over here, Miss Robin! Miss Robin! Miss Robin!
Distinguished guests, fellow family members, ladies, gentlemen, and friends from all over the cosmos.
talking about the old or new generation. We're all still part of the Astral Express family.
And now, the sweet dream is back on track. All thanks to the Trailblaze, of course. If it weren't for everyone on the Astral Express, we wouldn't be able to successfully host this Charmony Festival. Thus, with unanimous consent from the 5 major lineages, Penacony's family, on behalf of all family members throughout the cosmos, offer a token of appreciation to the Nameless.
Oh, I wonder if it's gonna be a big one.
We will transfer ownership of the Radiant Feldspar to the Astral Express. A meager appreciation. Let us gift our applause and cheers to these brave and dauntless Nameless.
Nameless! Nameless! Nameless!
And now, to Harmony. Cheers! Cheers!
To make a decision like that. This little bird is no less capable than her brother.
All's well that ends well. Right. But have you forgotten someone, my gray-haired friend? I put a bomb on this ship. You have 10 minutes to find it. Better hurry.
When did this get shoved into my hands? There's still so many bombs. Now's not the time for the plot payoff. I can't handle this alone. Time to create a group and inform everyone. All set. Let's start following the plan. least I made some progress.
We got yourself into a big spot. I need your help, mister. You've had quite a few. The first case, the second case. Those are all the details. I trust in your deductions. Wrong. But seeing as you've put. Hello, lovely ass. If you didn't know, well, actually, do try. Really. You would since you're done asking questions, but don't fret. Hello, I'm a diffuse. No, now playing Oh, hang on. Oh, aha! They will never say goodbye.
Not much time left.
You're here. Looks like she also sent you a message. Since you're here, the sweet dream has apart from its creator, I fear. It's difficult. Time is running out, and she's a master of disguise. And even if we catch her, she won't come quietly. mean the watchmaker's guests? The memo keeper may be able to teleport the bomb to a deserted location, but I have found a note inside the doll. I don't know what grudges they have. Actually, there might be another way. Do you still remember? I think this moment. You may already know that I have no way of evoking dreams. I employ a Stellaron Hunter's special method in order to enter dreams. As long as I can bear the pain of the Memoria pressure, I'll be able to dive into the primal memory zone beyond the dream. I will take this bomb into the depths of the dreamscape. As deep as possible, where Don't worry. I believe that this Firefly armor will be enough to take me to where I need to go before the countdown ends. And maybe even make it back. At present, this is our best and most logical course of action. After all, a long story deserves a happy ending. I have some words to share with you, though they were spoken to me by Miss Acheron. She said at the moment, there are so many things that seem impossible. But are they really never going to happen? Maybe it's just that the moment to disprove these impossible, whether it be a literal ending, suffering akin to death, or a harrowing deathscape. Before the appointed destination arrives, they are all the same. That when that moment arrives for us to make a choice, the answer, it is not destiny that shapes us, but we who shape destiny. The Astral Express and the Stellaron Hunters are like light and shadow. We walk on different paths, intertwined, moving forward and growing together. Maybe the end is predestined, but it is not today. Since things are going too well, let's speed up the countdown.
Human life is short, just like fireflies to a flame. So if you have an answer in your heart, always remember, don't leave with any regrets. We have this right, don't we?
Since you care so much about other people's safety, why don't you go take a closer look?
You see, everything is possible in this land of dreams. We each came here with our own goals and realized them in unimaginable ways. Regardless if the result was a sweet illusion or a bitter reality. It was an answer we longed for, day and night. So, why do people choose to slumber? I think it's as you said. Because in the end, we will wake up from our dreams.
When I arrived, I happened to see a child holding it. He said the flowers were prepared by Aunt Jessie for the watchmaker and the war comrade he'd missed his whole life. Mikhail would place 2 bunches of flowers here year after year. And after he left, it became 3. Your wishes will always be remembered by someone. Now, Penacony, as you hoped, has welcomed the dawn after a long, dark night. The path forward may not be a bed of roses, but at least people are prepared to step forth towards freedom. Tiernan, you can go home now. While the Nameless are also preparing for the next stop of their voyage.
But before leaving, we still have one last thing to do.
It is my honor. I've said many goodbyes. Yet I am glad that this is the first time I speak these words with a smile. But before leaving, I'm sure you all have plenty to say to the Nameless of the past. A fitting end to the tale of the departed. One could not ask for a better farewell. Go on. They're all here.
Honestly, when I heard the conductor's request, I was pretty surprised. The Nameless. Those who trailblaze, doing good deeds but never seeking recognition. After all this time, how would we even find those 3 people in such a vast place like Penacony? But it seems, in the land of the dreams, anything is indeed possible.
History may not remember the names of the dead, but the stars will attest to their journeys. The first glimmer of light in the prolonged night often illuminates little, as it is fleeting in the darkness too vast. But because of this, people will remember. As long as something shines in the night sky, then when the first star falls, countless more will follow, streaking across the horizon.
Brooklyn Tiernan, Rosalina, Jay, and Estella. We raise a toast to you, trailblazers of the Silver Rail. A toast to history that no longer remains silent. The passionate and courageous pursuit, and a voyage that traverses the stars.
That statue. It wasn't here last time.
Looks like this is the last riddle that Mr. Gallagher left for us. In the end, we still failed to figure out his true identity, or if he was even a living person.
What should I say? I mean, this guy is definitely a history fictionologist, all right. I'm suddenly reminded of the time at the theme park when he said he was only 13 years old. Could that have meant something too? Either way, he's an enigmatic character for sure. At least our journey together in Penacony was real enough. And his loyalty and love for this land must have been real too, right? Gallagher, we raise a toast to you, the slumbering hound. To the festival's invitation, to all lies and the singular truth. If we ever meet again, please don't talk in riddles.
Is the Astral Express ready?
Apologies.
Oh, that's all right.
What will the people of Dream...
Many will continue to... Penacony...
Mika, and to your tenacity.
In the end, we still came full circle. This trailblazing expedition started from the moment you and a bellboy ran into each other. After going on a journey of many twists and turns, they still ended up where they started. Just like a clock's hands that turn round and round, the start and end of each day will always land on 12 o'clock, the advent of time moving forward. There shouldn't be much left to say. This entire adventure started because of you, and should naturally end with you. And then, a new page will be turned. Mikhail Char Legwork, we raise a toast to you, watchmaker of the land of the dreams, nameless of the Astral Express. To Penacony's past, present, future, and the child's unwavering dream unto death.
With that, our duty as nameless should be complete, right?
The trailblaze can illuminate the way. But
I still feel that Mr. Mikhail must have really wanted to witness this day himself.
What's on your mind, March?
Just a strange feeling. I had it a few stops.
Why not talk about it? Maybe.
I can't help but think that whether it's Mr. Mikhail, Mr. Tiernan, or Madam... They were also young once. Stumbling and bumbling around just like us. Getting into scraps and mischief. That sort of stuff. Companions, enemies, journeys, adventures. All the sad and happy memories. The everyday that we're used to. They've lived through them too. But those things are all in the past. I know. But the thing that I can't get out of my mind is the present. It'll be easier to understand if I use an analogy. Like when you're reading a book. If one of its characters keeps running into obstacles and experiences an ending full of regrets, we're bound to feel a bit mixed about it, right? Because we've seen every nook and cranny of their lives, we see these people as special. So, even if there are parts of it that aren't really realistic nor logical, we still hope that their story gets a good ending when it comes. But what if they and we aren't really that special? When Mr. Mikhail sat in this chair, waiting for the Astral Express to arrive every day, what was he thinking? And if, at the end of his life, he could still firmly say he had no regrets, then what is this regret we feel in our hearts right now?
I think each and every one of us is searching for the answer to the universe is vast, and our lives are but specks. The trail, but it is in this minuscule distance that paths cross and countless worlds connect. The universe may not remember every person who leaves it as long as we remember. And what Mr. Mikhail has left for us is his answer to this very question. It may not be perfect, but it left a smile on this storied, jaded old Nameless's face at the end of his life. And its meaning will be interpreted by those who come after.
It's not the answer that's...
This is what trailblazing is.
Sure. I'm really sorry for bringing down the...
It's never a bad thing to reflect.
But before that, we still have a lot.
So the most important thing right now is to tell the conductor what we saw in Penacony. Then prepare ourselves.
I should get back to the Express. Or maybe I could say my final goodbye to Acheron.
Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
I knew you couldn't hold your liquor. Tried to warn you too.
No! At this rate, the family will be done for! Done for!
I remember when this place was all...
Do you still remember when we first arrived in Penacony? Who would have thought our paths would cross in such a way? Come to think of it, simply put, I'm a self-annihilator who was cursed by the Nihility. My hometown was destroyed a long time ago, and the whole world was erased beneath their shadow. In order to fight against the cruel end of self-destruction, I went on a journey, in search of a way to sever the chains of the Nihility. After a long and grueling search, I am convinced that my destination lies within the depths of the dark web, where reality and the night. In there lurks a secret called Device 9. One day, the ocean of stars is filled, but the trailblazing expedition ahead is always full. Because of the Self-Annihilators. What do you mean? It's improbable. I see. Long ago, I too was like you. Unfortunately, we didn't achieve. In this universe, there exist countless worlds that are similar yet different. I too have wandered alone, encountering acquaintances on strange worlds, seeing. In your opinion, what does this déjà vu mean? Attachment, desire, longing. I believe it's not something external. Perhaps it's a source of warmth and happiness. Or maybe it brings pain and sorrow. Each time we reminisce on our past, we always seem to notice a tiny but unforgettable instant that we left behind us, along with certain other things that remain constant throughout. That is a summary of our lives, encapsulating everything about us in these moments. Proof of our shared path. Within them, we glimpse our own essence, and thus, we truly exist. Just like everyone in this story, hurtling onwards along the path of destiny with passion and courage for the things that breathe. Set forth on your voyage without hesitation, Nameless. On the path of the Trailblaze. Even if the ending has been predetermined, that's fine. There are countless things that humans cannot change. But before that, on the road towards the end, there are still many things that we can do. And because of this, the end will thus reveal a completely different meaning. This is the meaning of journey. All those things, beautiful before, are still so now. And I believe it will still bloom at the end of the nihility. Until we meet again beneath the sun's rays.
Is that a reference from Honkai for everything?
There.
Wow. Yup.
Still better than just Oh, hey! You're finally back! We told Pom Pom all about our Pom Pom is just angry! No matter where the express stops, you lot always manage to cause chaos! That's right! Pom Pom is...
It's okay. Oh, Pom Pom, just let it. Everyone, could you all take a break in the next car? Don't worry.
But...
Let's go.
It's okay. Oh.
Never expected Pom Pom would be so distraught.
Those three Nameless must have meant a lot to Pom Pom.
No one knows exactly when Pom Pom boarded the Express, but one can surmise that their journey has been filled with many hellos and goodbyes. Probably the fact that they're crying so hard is probably a good sign. It proves that Pom Pom's emotions haven't become... Leave it to Himiko. When it comes to... Well, they were a little emotional at the time, but since you joined us, the Express has stayed longer than anticipated at every stop along the way. And to ensure that everyone always makes it back on board, Pom Pom has had no...
I see. No...
Turns out Pom Pom's been silently...
Different from typical vehicles, the Astral Express converts every trailblaze into the energy it needs to run. Ideally, but because of our previous encounters...
Only 2 more? Isn't that but I don't even want to become...
Which also means...
Yes, I've already checked the astral charts. The 2 nearest worlds to... As for which one we're headed to...
Or perhaps you might Everyone, we need to get...
It's you! Why were...
It's a very cute room, Miss March. Just like you.
Memo Keeper, let's put aside how you managed to sneak past...
I accidentally overheard how the Express... I just wanted to chat with everyone to see if we...
Please speak candidly. Depending...
Ah, the Permanence's descendant. What a charming little dragon. Especially with those mired memories of yours. But I digress. If the Astral Express is in urgent need, have you all considered this? Perhaps your destination could be a world that even the renowned Akivili never reached. Should you be able to lay down a new stretch of silver rail, the Express may never have to worry about energy ever again.
trailblazing to a world that even Akivili has never been to? Is that possible?
Continue, Memo Keeper. This destination of which you speak, what sort of world is it?
A world that many across the universe don't even know. A world hidden away from outside observation. A world fettered by 3 paths. Its death, the eternal land, Amphoria.
I hope I'm not too late.
I wasn't expecting it to be you.
Don't you know how many sentry posts the family has built? And how hard it is to get you out of here?
Looks like my time's...
What do you mean?
Negotiation, interrogation, or death. My fate lies entirely. The dance is done. Why bother with the compassionate pretense and give someone who's about to die the chance to talk?
Despite your fall from grace, you still look well. I'm very glad.
Do not insult my pride with half-veiled...
Oh, of course not. I merely came to fulfill your younger sister's wishes. To offer you a generous trade.
Robin?
To build a true haven where If I told you, there was still a... I go now. You are free, Ocho. As I mentioned earlier, it's a trade, and you don't... a word of advice for you before we part with. Life is too short